Hey guys, it's Putty from the Rustafied official servers, here with a quick overview of this Thursday's update. First off, the biggest change you'll be noticing this week is you can now build twig and place ladders anywhere on the map regardless of building permission. Before you start going around and griefing all your neighbors, just know that you can't upgrade the twig unless you have building permission. This means players can now build up on top of any buildings and get to the top of anyone's base. Here are a few rules you should follow after the update hits. Number 1. Always build a roof on your base. If you plan on having roof access, try to mitigate the amount of time your roof is open by crafting a hatch or a door beforehand. Number 2. If you plan on having windows in your base design, make sure you craft metal window bars and place them in immediately after you upgrade the window. Number 3. It might be in your best interest to place your loot room in the middle of your base, surrounded by honeycombing. This way you have a nice buffer between your loot and all ways of entry. Overall, base building and raiding has been completely shifted. It'll be interesting to see how the landscape of Rust changes with this update. The component system will be receiving some depth this week. You can now craft components, but there's a caveat. Remember the blueprint system? This system works in a similar way. You can now find pieces of component scraps in barrels and boxes. Once you have found some scraps, you take the component you wish to duplicate and you put it in the research bench along with the scraps you found. For a higher chance of item duplication, you can put in more scraps into the research bench. Oh, and you know all those components that you have around that you don't use and they clutter up your base? You can now take those and recycle them for more component scraps. For those of you that are interested in how much scrap you'll be getting for each individual component, and how much scrap is required to get a 100% duplication on your component, here's a chart of our in-game testing. Feel free to pause the video if you wish. Getting into the business of creating components from scratch isn't necessarily a cheap endeavor. The research table will set you back a cost of 1,000 metal frags, 25 high qual, and 5 cheap metal. A large percentage of clothing items have received cost reduction. The bandana now costs only 5 cloth. The balaclava has been reduced to 15 cloth. The boonie hat has been reduced to 10 cloth. The baseball cap is only 5 cloth, and finally the burlap head wrap is now only 10 cloth. Some smaller things you'll be noticing this update are improvements to animal AI. Animals no longer randomly get stuck when fleeing. And more interestingly, they are now consistently evaluating the best possible place to go to avoid threats. The snow jacket has received an increase in protection. Auto turrets can now shoot through twig walls. And finally, skin caching has been added into the game. That's a summary of the significant changes coming to Rust this week. I'm Putty and thanks for watching. If you want to know more about this update or any other update, subscribe to the channel or head over to Rustafied.com, and don't forget to check us out on the Rustafied official servers.